It's said everyone has a story. China has almost 1.4 billion of them, from the mega cities to the vast countryside, from the ancient to the ultra-modern. It's our job to bring these stories to you, direct from one of the most rapidly changing nations on the planet. I'm Joey Catanzaro, and we are rediscovering China. Wild elephant numbers are falling globally, but the number in China is on the rise. How come? And why are people dying as a result? We go to Yunnan to find out. In a place where fields meet rainforest, deep in the wild heart of China's Yunnan province, there's a battle underway to save something precious from disappearing forever. But it's a fight that's causing unexpected casualties. Yunnan is home to China's only population of wild Asian elephants. Most of them live here in Xishuangbanna, close to Myanmar, Laos and Vietnam. This is the place where their survival or extinction will be decided in China. I've been called up to China's front line for elephant conservation. Yunnan's Wild Elephant Rescue Centre opened about a decade ago to save and ideally rehabilitate sick and injured elephants. This is their smallest resident. She represents a big achievement in the bid to bring this endangered species back from the brink.
Good girl.
Whoop. This is Young Nu. She's a 1-year-old Asian elephant, and like any youngster, she likes to play. Hers is an incredible tale of survival, but she's part of an even bigger story that's unfolding here in China's Yunnan province. At a time when the number of elephants around the world is declining, the number of elephants here in China is actually on the rise. Less than 50,000 wild Asian elephants are left across the continent. Their numbers have halved since the beginning of the 20th century. But the writing's not on the wall yet. The number of wild elephants in China has almost doubled over the past 2 decades, albeit only to roughly 300. The rescue centre is part of a conservation plan which includes protection for millions of hectares of rainforest. Poaching here is now punishable by death.
我们原来的象是很少的，老百姓对大象的保护、对野生动物的保护，这个意识提高以后呢，猎杀大象，卖内象牙，这几年都很少。
9 elephants call this rescue centre home. We're about to meet Xiongba, one of the people referred to affectionately here as an elephant dad, and he's going to introduce us to one of his daughters. Hey, ni hao.
Hey. 你好，
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 你好，hey, 你好. About 10 years ago, Run Run was found locally in a pretty bad way. Her left hind leg had been caught in a hunter's trap, a relic from the bad old days when poaching was still rampant in China. But with a little love and a lot of care, she's made somewhat of a recovery. Xiongba, can you tell us a little bit about Run Run's daily routine?
我们每天早上上班之后呢，会先观察它的一个健康状况，会开始给它测量体温，还要观察它的小便、大便，就是我们要根据它今天在山上吃的食物来给它。
As you can see, she's still a wild animal, and these animals do demand respect. They're as beautiful as they are. I don't know anything about elephant body language. I don't know. She looks a little bit agitated. She also looks like she's dancing. Can you tell me what that's all about?
这是它的拿手绝活，一 二三，一二三，反正它在这里的时候，自然的形成了一种打发时间的一个我们中国叫的慢三，一个舞步。
Despite my misgivings, Xiong insists Ranran is happy. He points to a 2015 visit by British Royal and Wildlife Advocate Prince William as a sign what's being done here is legitimate. But at the time, activists pointed out that right next door to the rescue centre is a place where elephants perform for tourists, and it's owned by the same company. Prince William actually came here. Tell us what that was like.
去年的3月4号，威廉王子呢来到了我们亚洲象种源繁育及救助中心，当时是我和我的男人一起接待的他。在他没有来之前，我相信他也是和其他的一些外国人一样想的，中国人喜欢象牙，对大象可能不怎么的，但是当他来到实地考察了之后，他的理念完全转变了。
It's time for Ranran's morning walk. Xiong tells me it's forest training, designed to ready the elephants for release. But Ranran, the first elephant brought to the centre, is still here about a decade on.
Oh.
Do you think there's a possibility that you'll send Ranran back to the forest, back to the wild?
他在这里不用太多的去为了食物去寻觅，他吃的东西随时是我们给他送过去的。那么如果到了野外之后，他哪一天肚子饿了，刚好经过一个村庄，这个时候呢，他看到上面有吃的，他可能就会过去，本能的想要跟你要一点吃的。但是我们的老百姓并不知道他过来了没有敌意。你说那么大的一头象突然冲到我家来，我肯定也怕，有可能就会发生冲突。
It's bath time with a young rescue bull named Xiao Qiang.
他们每天都要一起洗澡，尤其大象呢是非常喜欢水的一种动物。
The illegal trade in ivory from poaching is still rife in China, despite harsh penalties. What's happening here may not wash away all sins, but it feels like a start.
Because money makes the world go round. Global business.
Culture Express. See the world in color.
Across Asia, only an estimated 15% of the elephant's traditional range remains. Habitat destruction is now a bigger threat to their survival than poaching. On paper, about 2.8 million hectares of Yunnan's rainforest is protected, but officials admit land is being illegally cleared, and every extra hectare of farmland means one less of natural habitat for hungry elephants. More elephants, less land. It's causing an escalating conflict. Out in Xishuangbanna's remote sugarcane country, in 2 villages, elephants are destroying lives.
It might look peaceful and idyllic from here, but Mong A and Mong Wang are effectively villages under siege. When the elephants arrived in this region about 2 years ago, locals were initially excited, but then people started dying.
10 people have been killed by wild elephants in this region over the past 2 years. More than $1 million worth of crops and property have been destroyed.
这些你看，全部都是我们 老百姓的这些农地啊，大象呢就在这些地方经常出没了。
These forestry officials are conducting what's become a daily patrol for wild elephants. It speaks to how effective reconnaissance here has literally become a matter of life and death. Ni hao, could you tell us whereabouts we're heading now?
现在我们准备要去的就是今年我们6月份的一个那个现场。
The elephant patrol takes me to a farm less than 10 minutes drive from the village centre. Nowhere here is safe, and this is the scene of a recent attack.
晓不得那几集来我们都不在吗？家里面在吗？回去了吧？
晚上有来是早上来？
晚上去是他，遛我树拿那花去嘛。
The patrol is checking in on Shermay. This farm has been her home since 1982. Hers is a simple life, dictated by seasons and soil. She has 3 adult sons, all of them married, all of them now moved away. She used to share this home with her husband, Ju Xiaobao, until the night the elephants came searching for food.
A few months ago, the elderly couple that owned this farmhouse were warned there were wild elephants in the area and they evacuated to the village. But at some point in time in the early evening, the elderly farmer became worried about his home and his crops and he returned here. He was actually sleeping in this bed when at some stage during the night, an elephant literally burst through this wall. You can see where it's been hastily patched up. The old man panicked. He ran outside, he encountered the rest of the herd, and he was trampled to death. What's driving the increasing amount of conflict between elephants and humans here in Yunnan province?
这个人相冲突的加剧啊，主要有几个原因。一个原因是原来的栖息地缩小了，还有原来的栖息地里边的这些食物减少了。栖息地缩小呢是人为的，原来的有些那个森林的话被砍伐以后种经济作物了，主要是种那个橡胶啊，还有我们那个茶叶。
The hunters' traps are gone, but they've been replaced by rubber plantations, which cover about a quarter of Xishuang Banar. It's causing problems.
In recent years, there has been some conflict between villagers and wild elephants. What would you say to the villagers maybe to change their mind about any negative impressions they might have of elephants here?
我可以感觉出来，在村寨里的每一个人对大象的这种憎恨的心理，很多时候是因为我们人类侵占了他们的家园。他来到，我们景区也好，去到老百姓的庄稼地也好，无非为了一个事，找吃的。那么这个时候，老百姓呢，又不一样了，我们又得客观的去看。我种下去一片庄稼，有的人可能一年到头就是守着这一片庄稼来过日子，那你来了把我全部吃掉了，那我怎么办？
An adult Asian elephant can stand 3 meters tall, weigh 5 tons, and run up to 40 kilometers per hour. Wang Chao Shen knows how deadly they can be.
这个是我哥哥王立宝死了，已经注销了。
Your brother was the first person in this village to be killed by wild elephants. Tell us what happened.
我哥是在住的地方，是被大象往上攻击了嘛，嘎。然后我们看到这个他尸体的时候，被大象踩在这个头上嘛，嘎，后面这个脑壳踩砸，脑浆也飞出来了，嘎。当时看是乳熊是相当很丑，嘎，我们感到还是心疼心酸，还掉眼泪我也是。
Outside Mong Ah village, the fields are eerily deserted. The farmers can't work when the elephants are close. No one compensates them for lost time.
We're on our way to visit his older brother's tomb. It's a fair trek into the mountains and a fair whack away from the village.
我现在带你到我哥哥坟上去，从来都没做过媳妇的，没做过媳妇。他是一个单身汉。
We've been warned not to come here. There are wild elephants in the area and the signs are everywhere. It's not safe, but at Chao Shen's urging, we press on. A few hundred metres climb further up the mountain, we reach the tomb, which turns out to be a humble patch of dirt beneath a tree.
Near Guguma?
我哥哥，
Jager?
记得。
Okay. We've reached his brother's resting place. They buried him where they found him. But we're not going any further because we've just encountered an incredibly fresh elephant track. They've definitely been through here very recently and it's time to go. Are people here scared?
害怕这个大小的，因为工资性大，我们都是很害怕。
I have to admit I'm certainly a little bit nervous right now.
我很害怕。
So given what's happened to you, do you now hate elephants? Would you kill the elephant that killed your brother if you had the chance?
大象是作为是国家的宝贵动物，嘎。如果以我的想法是，反正是我们的不会那样举起什么责任，嘎。
We press him again.
不会。
What sort of compensation do villagers get after one of these incidents?
投入的资金不多，然后我们赔付的赔付率不高。我们这个是叫做公众责任险呢，它不是商业保险，不像商业保险那样的按照那个损失的额度来赔的，补偿性的，不是全额赔款。我们那个死一个人只赔20万，如果说商业保险的话，它可能赔到120万或者更多的资金。
The elephant patrol is on the move again. It's not safe to get close to these creatures. Every year for the past decade, an average of $290,000 has been paid out in Xishong Banar for the damage done by elephants. The farmers refer to this as financial aid, refusing to call it compensation because the figure is so far below the actual damage done to their livelihoods. The best solution here is still prevention.
大象躲在什么地方很难发现它。
It's too risky for people to get close to the elephants. Instead, the patrol deploys 15 drones every day. When the elephants are spotted, villagers are notified by an early warning system comprising text messages, loudspeaker announcements, and posters. It can't save crops, but it can save lives.
There's no sign of the elephants right now, and for the villagers, that's a good thing. A couple of days ago, though, it was a totally different story.
This is the herd of wild elephants believed to be responsible for the killings here. There are calves among them, a promising sign for conservation, but bad news for villagers because protective adults are more aggressive. The elephants are still close. Another patrol has spotted them moving back in this direction.
These are local people hired by the Forestry Bureau. They're currently putting up posters to warn residents that there are elephants in the area. Why do you think the number of elephants has actually doubled in Yunnan in the past 2 decades?
我新双方呢是眼下成本增长，特别是98年这个田壤的保护工程实施以来，资本恢复得相当好。
What sort of challenges do you foresee ahead?
也是大象多起来的嘛，是老百姓庄稼损失是大的，老百姓还不满意，大家再加上这个是补偿这块上是国家规定是偏低的。
It's taken as a given here that more people will die, but the patrols are doing all they can to stop that occurring.
报告。
知道。地方。
屋里面有个老人。
你得找个老人背到安全的地方。
Evacuations like this now happen daily.
What's the government doing to address these challenges in terms of elephant conservation and the conflict with villagers?
推广应用太阳能电围栏，建设防象壁、防象沟、生物隔离带，恢复那个亚洲象的栖息地。那个现在我们政府呢，就是一个是退下黄林，一个是退那个茶叶，就是经济作物，把那个经济作物呢，政府给一定的补偿，然后建一些廊道。
村民们注意嘎，我们是亚洲象检测工作人员，我们检测到那进那个八组岔路口发现野象出没，注意安全，不要去地方不要去，不要到。
The message here is loud and clear. The danger is real.
哦，你看我这发了去。
熏泡一下。
Yet, as night falls, they employ the oldest defence to keep wild things at bay: fire. All the protective measures weren't enough to save Nantuor's eldest son, another villager in Mangwang, trampled to death.
我在这些挖过的路去，我都苦力了，是有好，他们良心给好给了人，不得家了呢，我走路那个想接我不得接，这些他的生意想听我不得听，那叫我难过死的那种。
From emerging powers to expanding partnerships, from fighting poverty to combating climate change, booming economies, war-ravaged nations, and everything in between. We capture the changes affecting the most dynamic and diverse continent on the planet, taking you beyond the headlines to the people and their stories. Asia Today, delivering Asia to the world. Sports Scene, the heart and soul of sport.
The centre all these elephants call home is part of Wild Elephant Valley, primarily a tourism venture opened in 2005 by state-owned company Golden Peacock. This is where Young News sleeps. But right now, it's lunchtime. This is her dad, Wang Bo. He's been taking care of her since she was found in 2015 near Pu'er City, wandering alone, starving and suffering from an infection.
700块左右的钱是奶粉的钱，平均的话就是12次，只要它饿就喂了。一次的话2000到3000毫升。
Because Young Nu was orphaned at such an early age, the keepers here at the Elephant Rescue Centre had to improvise. The solution was goat's milk, and she's drinking about 30 litres of it every day.
The centre was unable to save 2 elephants. They never want that to happen again.
The staff at the Elephant Rescue Centre are recreating Ranran's rescue 10 years ago. They say it serves as good practice for future rescues of this type.
The old hunter's trap that snared Ran Ran's leg bit through to the bone. Without help, she would have died. She and the other 8 elephants here are only alive because of the rescue centre, and it's funded by tourism. Roughly 1.5 million tourists visited Wild Elephant Valley in 2016. Ticket sales brought in about $100 million last year. This doesn't include the flow-on benefits to the local economy.
There's no doubt elephant conservation efforts here in Yunnan have produced some incredible results. But what's happening here is not entirely free of controversy. Right next door to the Elephant Rescue Centre is a place where the elephants are made to perform tricks for tourists. We've been told we're not allowed to go in there. In fact, we're not even allowed to stand outside the gate and film.
We are allowed to film their forest walk though. Wild elephant country it may be, but we don't see any. We do catch a glimpse of a rare white-cheeked gibbon. It's hard to be certain what sort of monkey business, if any, is going on here. No one wants to talk on camera, but behind the scenes, we're told the complicated web of operations here is all about the greater good. The performing elephants are from Laos or they're ex-zoo depending on who you talk to. The tourism money on tap here is important. It means more service sector jobs, less reliance on farming, and consequently, the possibility of reduced territorial disputes between elephants and humans. China is determined to conserve and protect these magnificent creatures, and for Young Nu, this means she now has a chance of being released when a balance between development and conservation has been achieved.
Whether it's about your education, the home you live in, or the items you buy, your money has a story to tell. Because every business story is a human story. Global Business.
Meet China's decision makers and thought leaders. See them in action.
Countries are joining there. Last I have the meeting with the help of Hunan Chamber of Commerce in Hunan. There's Changsha, there's a big construction group.
Leaders with me. I'm Robert Lawrence Kuhn.
That's a fundamental government position on China's by leaders. And today, I think that's the first step would be to have a dialogue, political change and human rights. Don't you think you change human rights?
Dialogue. Ideas matter.
Having lived and worked across Africa, Europe and North America, I'm proud to call myself a global citizen. Every story can be a business story. From large government initiatives to small startups finding ways to uplift local communities, these are the journeys that we can all connect with. That's why, as an anchor, I want to tell the business stories that matter to you.
A land full of natural resources and ingenuity, where millions are embracing a vibrant middle class, divided by politics, but united by hope. Latin America is changing rapidly. Witness the change on America's Now.